Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. And in today's video we're going to be looking at all the things I've bought and reviewed in the month of November. I know I'm kind of late. I'm gonna film the December haul in like 2 weeks time, I think. Hopefully I'll have time for that. But yeah, I have a huge basket full of things that I've bought in November. I kind of treated November as a month to buy all the gifts for myself, and I kind of treated December the same way. So you know, it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna give you like a quick little reviews, how it went for me, how many times I've used these products, what was my experience with them. We have hair care, skincare, makeup, nail polishes. So hopefully you enjoyed that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows, I love skincare. I love nail polishes, even though now 2 of my nails are kind of broken, but whatever. I mostly focus on like colorful makeup. My skin is acne prone and combination with like oily T-zone, and my hair are fine, very soft, and they're curly, and they're like wee long. So that's kind of all the little infos you need to know jumping into this. In case you're new here, I would really appreciate you subscribing. Obviously no pressure, but it would really help me out with getting monetized on this platform. Anyways, let's jump right into it. I'm not gonna go in any particular order, just whatever is in front of me is what I'm gonna review. So first I have 2 new Zoeva brushes. Let me find the other one. Well, whatever. I have this new one, which is the 231 Detail Crease Definer. It's this kind of like a more fluffier, bigger version of a pencil brush. And this one is amazing for the outer corner if you really want to lay out the color and kind of blend it, especially into these more like a cat eye shapes. But it works wonderfully even for rounder ones. But I do really enjoy it for the like more lifted looks. I have this one at my dorm. That's where it kind of stays, and it's wonderful, it's amazing, and it's just gorgeous. And I repurchased another brush where is it? I swear November was the month of brushes. This one is called the Smoky Blender, and I use it for laying down shimmer shades because it is natural bristle brushes, and it's kind of like a flat from one side and then kind of paw shaped from the other, and it really helps to like press the eyeshadow, whether it's really soft formula or more like jelly formula. The jelly formula especially because it's not a synthetic bristle, but it has those like little hair that can like really scrape the product. It really gets the product out of the packaging and onto your eyes, which I found that synthetic brushes don't really know how to do that. They can't really, they just glide over the product and they don't pick it, especially if it's more like a jelly formula. So I really like that brush, and I have one here and one at the dorm. Then I have a lot of Cinch Beauty brushes. So I have 3 eyeshadow brushes. I have the EO one, then the EO5, and then also the EO6. I have those here at my home, and I decided to repurchase them for the dorm. So these ones are the repurchased ones for the dorm. Oh, and I also have the EO3. So 4 eyeshadow brushes, and then 2 face brushes, which is the F07 and F06, because I've never tried their face brushes and I really wanted to try. So let me show you how they look like. So these are the face brushes. This is the F06, and this one is a beautiful, I use it as a blush brush, especially for like cream products, because it kind of like really stipples and it's incredible. I think it would be also really nice for foundation, but I don't use foundation all that much. And then this highlighter brush, or I use it as a highlighter brush, which is the F07. It's a really nice highlighting brush. I think you can also use it for like any like smaller powders. Then I have the EO5, which is a small blending brush, like really small for the outer corner. Then the EO6, which is a beautiful kind of packing brush for the like main shade. Then the EO1, which is a nice kind of inner corner brush. And then I have the EO5. Here at home I have the EO2. I decided to try the EO5 for the dorm, and it's pretty much the same as the EO2, just slightly bigger, so that's why I'm showing you. It's the same shape. And let me show, this is how the Zoeva second brush that I was talking about looks like. It's like this, and I use it for shimmers all the time. Then I have this caffeine tonic for hair growth. It's a hair tonic. This one is incredible. It's a Swiss brand, and it really works for me. I love this brand, by the way. Then I have the Ordinary Saccharomyces Ferment 30% Milky Toner. This is how it's called. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't even know how to pronounce this in Czech, let alone English. And this is a gentle exfoliating toner with yeast ferment technology. I will have to try it again because I've used it for like 3 weeks and I got such a bad acne, but I don't know if it was because of this product. Because at the time that I was trying this out, I've been pretty sick, it's been pretty stressful, and also I had my period. So I'm not completely sure if it was just this, but also I haven't had that bad of an acne for like 3 months before starting this. So maybe it was stress and disease and the menstruation. Maybe it was this. So I've stopped using it. I've repurchased my ginseng essence water from Beauty of Joseon because I've used that one up before starting this, and that one was incredible for my skin. So I've repurchased that, and then for the past like 2 weeks I've been on that ginseng water and like no acne, no breakouts. So I think I'll use that ginseng one for a while. I'm gonna have my period soon, so after the period, once I think at like the half of the cycle, like maybe like a week and a half after my period will end, I might try this again. And if the acne will come back, then I'm just getting rid of this. I don't know if it's because like I feel like even though this is toner and it's more milky toner, it doesn't really feel hydrating, and it doesn't really feel like it's helping other skincare products to soak into my skin, which is usually what I use toners for, and what the ginseng one is incredible because it, first of all, it hydrates the skin, but it helps everything else just really soak into the skin, absorb better, and work better, in my opinion. Like my skin is so much better with it than when I use everything from my skincare routine except the essence toner. So this one I will have to try again. So far not too great. It could be the fact that I have acne-prone skin, but I've heard so many people say that the yeast ferment helps them with their acne. But I also have heard people say that it worsens their acne, so I don't really know what the studies are behind this. Then another thing, I have the Waterproof Sun-Gel UV SPF 50 plus PA++++ water wrapping from Skin 79. This is a 100 milliliter product. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, 100 milliliters or 3.38 fluid ounces. It's incredibly large. It's like twice the size of regular sunscreen. Usually regular sunscreens are like 40 to 50 milliliters. And as I said, this is 100. It's way less expensive than most sunscreens. And it's wonderful. I've got this because somebody said it's kind of like a dupe to the Beauty of Joseon Rice and Probiotics sunscreen. It's not really a dupe. It is wonderful. Like, this is second best sunscreen I've ever tried. First one is the Beauty of Joseon. So this is still incredible, and it's, I think, the same price for twice as much product. I like the Beauty of Joseon a little bit more because my skin feels even smoother and softer, and everything on top of it layers even more beautifully, and I really like the texture. It's just a little bit more, not really whipped, but not really kind of like mascarpone before you whip it. Kind of that, like that creamy but soft, airy thing. This one is a bit more kind of milky, but it's still wonderful. Like, it's still wonderful. I do really love this. It's just I prefer the Beauty of Joseon, but this is like, if I didn't have the money, or I knew that I just like, you're gonna pay very similar price for this as for the Beauty of Joseon, but it will last you way longer. So if I was kind of like struggling, or like I couldn't afford the Beauty of Joseon, this one is nice because you're kind of getting like two of the Beauty of Joseons, and it's like, as I said, it's very similar and it's wonderful. Then I have let's get into makeup. I have the Mask Fit Red Cushion Foundation. This is the mini version. I have it in the shade 17W French Vanilla. First of all, it's too light for me, which I would never expect, because usually vanilla is the shade that I get a lot, and I have a lot of things, like a lot of makeup products that were described as vanilla and were too dark for me. And even on the pictures that I saw, got open, it kind of looked like it could be darker for me, but I still went with this shade, and it's light, like too light. You have the little applicator, and then you have the thing inside. This is horrible. I've always heard people say that it looks like a second skin. It's very soft, very like, you know, almost like a skin tint, but in a cushion. This is full coverage mess. It is so kind of flaky. It is very opaque. It is very cementy. I don't know if that's a word. It's like very cakey. It kind of is like if you had a serum, added a powder foundation, and forgot to mix it, and then put it into a sponge. Because even when you're applying the cushion on your skin, it kind of creates these like, there's like little particles that look like kind of like a powder covered with liquid, which creates this like cakey texture. And then the finish, it's like, it looks dry and matte and cakey and disgusting and makeup-y, but it feels sticky. Even with powder on, it feels sticky. And it greases like crazy. It gets in every single pore. It makes you look like 20 years older. I've tried it so many different ways, with like super hydrating primer, barely anything on, swatching it on the back of my hand, and then from the back of my hand applying it to the skin. It is disgusting. It is just disgusting. I hate it, and this every single way. It just, I cannot deal with this one. I hate foundation that looks makeup-y. I want it to look like a skin. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm just not the right audience, but I've had full coverage foundations that I've like borrowed from my friends for like occasions, right? That looked way softer and more airbrushed than this. This is just so disgusting, and I would never leave the house with this on. The only times that I've worn this and I went outside was like after 5 in the evening, where it's dark outside. Otherwise, I would never go out with this. Ever. It's disgusting, and I never want to have it on my face again. Then I have from Cinch, I also got the Evocative Silk blush in the shade Persistent Persimmon, and this is how it looks like. It's an orange blush, and it has like a kind of sheen to it, not a shine, but a sheen, and it's very orange, very warm, very beautiful, almost like the Cinch color. I love this one. It's so gorgeous. I can see myself wearing this all the time in summer. And it's a wonderful formula, very soft, very blendable but buildable, and it just feels so soft and wonderful. So that's the blush. Then I have a lot of nail polishes. So I have 4 Cadillac Cares. I have the Oh Yes There Will Be Blood. This beautiful, kind of like a Corelli based red with these flakes. They're like red and they're shifting into this like orangey gold. It's beautiful. Then I have the We Are the Ones Who Dwell Within, which is this blue magnetic one with gold flakes in there. It's not as magnetic as it looks in like a promo pictures, but it's still beautiful. Then the Bittersweet is kind of like cream with a bit of sheen, and it's this beautiful, very warm yellowy orange. And I have this orange which is called Sunny Days. This one is a lot more like vibrant neon-y orange, and it has these gold, again, these like gold flakes in there. Then I have 2 for IL and P. I bought all of these on Nailland. It's a Hungarian site. It's like a European reseller of these. This one is called Darkest Hour. It's a beautiful magnetic polish with this like blue, gray, silver in there. And then this one, which is called Ritual. And this one is a lot darker, and it's like, it looks like a night sky with stars. Like, it is just, these two are beautiful. And I have this Juicy Tint by Glisten Cosmetics, and this one is called Tamarind. It's like a brown tint. Oh, sorry, stain. That's how you call it. Stain. So it stains your lips, and obviously the applicator is a lot darker, but it's a beautiful dark brown. So if you're the kind of person that likes to wear brown lipsticks but you just can't make them stay on your lips, this is perfect for that. Then last skincare product is this Mixa Anti-Dryness Hydrating Serum with hyaluronic acid and lactic acid, and it is clinically proven to intense hydration, boost even on dry areas, soothes irritation sensations. It's hypoallergenic, and yeah, it feels really nice. It's very like watery serum. It has a lot of glycerin, then panthenol, lactic acid, castor oil, and then the hyaluronic acid as well. So it is like really nice, kind of everyday serum. It helps a bit with the like redness after irritation, or like acne if you do struggle with that. And you can use this day and night. It's just a really nice everyday kind of basic serum. Then up next I have this Diavrun Witch of the Wildflower palette. This one is so wonderful. I recently filmed my yearly ranking where I ranked every single palette I've tried in the year 2024. This one was really high up, so if you want to see that, I will put the link here, I think. That's where the card is. I've only used her like 3 or 4 times, but it's a small palette and it's beautiful. The mattes are so pigmented, so buildable, so blendable. They're gorgeous, and you can do so much with this color story. Like, this is wonderful color story. You can take it so many different directions. And then the shimmers are so sparkly and wet looking, but they don't crease at all. Well, this one in the middle, but this one is very like flaky shade, so that one creases on me a bit. But it's a beautiful shade, and it's kind of more like an inner corner shade in my opinion anyways, so it doesn't really matter because most people don't really have creasy inner corners. It's a magnetic palette. It's gorgeous, and it's my first time trying Diavrun, and I'm so happy that I finally decided to buy them. Then I have the Fantasy Cosmetica Harvest of Souls. This one also came up really high in my yearly ranking, so definitely check that out. I've used this one 8 times, I think. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most perfect color stories that I've ever seen. It's just again, you can do so, like, I could see myself wearing this for months to no end. The mats are out of this world. I adore them. I absolutely adore them. The shimmers, I would sell my soul for these shimmers. I'm not kidding. Like, I would absolutely sell my soul if I had one. And it is such a yummy color story. It is so perfect. I don't have words for this. This is just sorcery, and I'm so happy that this is my first time trying Fantasy Cosmetica. I also feel like I'm getting kind of like a sneak peek, or like a taste of their other palettes in this color story. You know, like, I feel they kind of brought a really versatile color story that allows you to do a lot more than what their previous palettes did. And then there's the Sinister Mystery Box from Cosmic Beauty. There was 7 products, 3 lip products, 3 face products, and 1 eyeshadow palette. If you don't want to get your fun spoiled, just skip this video. I will write down the timeline, or like the time where you can skip to, because I don't want to spoil anybody's fun. But in case you do care how it looks like, or you already know how it looks like, I'm just gonna show you. So this is the Sinister palette. It is a very beautiful color story to look at. I'm not gonna use it too much, if I'm being completely honest, because it's not my normal color story that I really go for. But maybe I'll change my mind in the future. Like, I'm constantly kind of changing what shades I like the most and what I'm willing to try and what I'm not willing to try. Like, last year it was really hard for me, like at the beginning of last year, it was really hard for me to imagine myself wearing blue more than once a week and like a full blue look, because I wouldn't really do that too much. And now I've been wearing blue looks like 2 weeks in a row, pretty much. So, you know, also a year from now, a year ago, like, I would be dead set never wear neutrals, and now I'm like, yeah, I can wear them. I don't really gravitate towards them, but I can create a look with them if I really want to, and if the occasion is right for it. So who knows? But I don't really wear reds. I don't like how they look like, especially since I have like blue to green eyes, and I don't like how red looks with that, if I'm being completely honest. So this entire bottom row, I only like the black shade. These don't look nice on me. And then this is kind of like that gloss that you put on top of mattes, or like on top of your eye look, to create that like glossy effect. I've tried that. Doesn't really work for me. I have really creasy and hooded eyelids, so for me this will never work. But I do love that the shade Ghost is the see-through gloss shade. Then these mauvey rosy shades I can see myself using. I don't really like the multichrome here though, because first of all, it's a multichrome that I feel like they kind of already had with the Gothic palette. It's a red to orange to, well, it's like a berry shade, not red, berry, going into this like rusty reddish orange, going into orange with a bit of green. I feel like this was in the Gothic palette, and also it's not my favorite flip, and it doesn't really look nice on me, because usually on me it kind of looks dirty. I do like the purples in here. I do like the grays in here. For me, though, a lot of the shimmers are kind of subpar. They have better shimmers. I know that Cosmic Beauty can do a lot better shimmers. I do love the shade Eerie. That one is the love of my life. And then these two are pretty nice too. But I've had quite a bit of creasing with this, if I remember that correctly. And then you have 2 shades that are satins instead of shimmers. And I just either create good mattes or good shimmers. Satins for me have no reason in the palette, because you can't blend them like a matte and they don't sparkle like a shimmer. So what's the point of them? But also some people really like that and they don't like to use shimmers. So I understand that this is for those people. Overall, I really do like the top half of the palette. I can see myself using the 3rd row as well. But it's gonna be mostly for the matte shades, not for the shimmer shades. And it's not gonna be my most used palette, because it's just not really a color story that I gravitate towards. But that doesn't make it a bad palette. It's just, you know, Obviously, like, I didn't know what I'm getting into because it's a mystery box, but I think it's really cute. And I still like, I think for Halloween it will be amazing, and I do like to have a couple palettes like these, and I do want to get more into grays, not maybe like an everyday thing, but lately I've just been really kind of looking at them with a little bit more adoration, and so yeah, I kind of want to. Then there was these 3 lipsticks. These are I think these are called the Velvet lipsticks, if I remember that correctly. And you have the shade Salem, Clarice, and Nancy. Nancy is a beautiful, kind of like a deep brown shade with a bit of, it's kind of like brown going into like aubergine color. So it looks like. Yeah, but it's such a beautiful shade, and I've worn that one 2 times. Then I have Salem. That is my most favorite. This is my favorite shade. It's kind of like a reddish, brownish, like a brown with orange hue a bit. Let me swatch it here. So this shade, you can see it's kind of like a gingerbready color almost. I love that one. Salem, I've worn that like 3 times, 4 times, maybe more, but I think 4 times that feels correct. And then I have Clarice. This is my least favorite shade of this collection. I've only worn that twice because it's very like a dead looking grayish beigey pink. On me, it looks like it's a bit lighter than my lips, which I never really like lipsticks that are lighter than my lips, and this, because it's so cool toned, it makes me look really dead. I've tried it with like brownie lip liner, like a reddish brown, and it kind of looked nice with that, but it's still not gonna be my favorite lipstick. But for one of those like ombre things, I can use that. Then there were 3 blushes. These are the blush butters. They are incredible to use with that cinch cheek brush that I said that I use for cream blushes, because this is kind of like a balmy formula. It really reminds me of lip balm. So we have this shade. This one is called Dazed, if I remember that correctly. These don't have the shade name at the back. The newer collection, the Tis the Season collection, already has those shades named at the back, but this one doesn't. So I think this one is Dazed. I've used that 5 times. It's one of my favorite shades. It looks so much more mauvey red in the packaging, but whenever I use it on my cheeks, because it's more like a sheer formula, don't be scared by the intensity in the pan, because it doesn't look like that on the cheeks unless you really build it up. But on me, it has this like a soft rosy mauvey tint, but it's mostly just like a very healthy blushy color. Like, it just looks like I'm just naturally blushing, and it's very similar to my natural lip shade, which I have lipstick, but you know, it looks really nice. Then there's this one. This one, I think it's called Heroin, and I don't know why on camera it looks more blue, but it's a very vibrant purple, kind of like a Halloween purple, if you know what I mean. And I don't know why it looks so blue on the camera, or maybe that's just the way I see it, because I have like a mirror in front of the camera to see what the camera is recording. This one I've only used twice. Once in the review and then once afterwards. It is very cool toned. It looks more pink on me, honestly. It's not too purple, unless I would really build it up, but I always go super sheer. But it's very light pink, and I have to be careful to not make it look like a bruise, but you know, that happens. And then this one, oh my god, they are really hard to open, by the way. I accidentally got my finger there twice because it's so hard to open. So like it always flings back, and then I have my finger in there. This one I think is called Got Chills. It's a very, very light pink. I can use it. Again, I have to be careful, but I can use it for like when I want to be special, I guess. And it's not bad. It's a bit too light and cool toned for me to be like everyday blush, but I've worn it 3 times. No, 4 times. No, 3 times. I've worn that 3 times, and I've had no problem with that, but I usually wear that with like a pinkier looks or blue looks. I really do like it with a blue look. And I think that's everything for today. So I can barely speak, but this is what I've been reviewing and trying in November. Let me know if you have any of these products. Let me know what you think about this, kind of like a speed review. And if you would like to try any of these, let me know if you like the Terre Cushion Foundation and how you use it, because I've gotten so many people like telling me how to use it, and I've tried all of those and it didn't work. So if you have a tip, let me know. Maybe you'll find the solution that will work for me. And in case you're interested in what I'm wearing today on my eyes, I went kind of overboard a bit. I have the lens collection with Blend Bunny and Glisten Cosmetics. The review of this will come out, I think, the day after this video. So, or maybe, no, this is coming on Monday. That's when you'll see it. So, subscribe if you want to see that review. And with that, let me just wish you a wonderful day, and I'll be happy to see you tomorrow with another video. Bye!